There are few names that strike fear, wonder, awe, and a sense of strength like the Hilux. Used in a multitude of jobs all over the world, ranging from search and rescue operations to other dangerous excursions, it is one of the most beloved and most well-known nameplates around the world. Hairball. And today we don't have one, but two. The 2021 Toyota Hilux G and the 2021 Hilux Conquest. Twins, Basil. Twins! Let's start with the more affordable G. Now it may look kind of plain and barren, but trust me, it gets better from here on out. If you want a pickup truck just for the sake of being a pickup truck, meaning it's a great hauler and a reliable one at that, the G variant certainly takes on the look of a bona fide workhorse. Equipped with halogen reflector headlamps, fog lamps, and a simple brick for tail lamps, the lighting system on the base Hilux is as Spartan as you can get. Everything you need and not too much arte in the mix. The grille is completely new though, and we're glad that Toyota ditched the old chrome thing and beefed it up with this nice looking nose, which is kind of similar to the previous Conquest. In fact, you'd be forgiven thinking that this is the older Conquest simply because, well, this is the same hero color of the previous one. Now, the Conquest, on the other hand, shows its ruggedness with bits of black plastic found all around. We're not exactly the biggest fans of it, but its application here is, well, it's Goldilocks. It's just right. You get the reference? You know, I'll huff and I'll puff. Wait. Up front, you're met with a huge imposing grille like we said, and it is a welcome update to the outgoing model. You'll also find bright LED projectors, DRLs, and fog lamps that are surrounded by plastic that wraps around to the front fenders. Down the side, step boards will come in handy since this guy does stand on 279 millimeters of ground clearance, partly thanks to the black 18-inch wheels on the 60 series tires. And stopping them are the same discs in front and drums at the back as the G variant. Flanking the assisted tailgate are two LED taillights, and below is a tough bumper finish with a gunmetal look. Gone is the large Conquest tramp stamp that was on the rear of this car. Now it's been relegated to the side. Now it looks a little bit more posh, really. I like it. You cannot talk about pickup trucks without talking about the bed. Tailgate of the Conquest, assisted. Tailgate of the G, damn heavy. It's as heavy as... I got nothing really. This thing is quite heavy, huh? Look at that. Oh my God. Yes, power! Oh. Whatever it may be, bags of rice, produce, cement, even a 50 caliber machine gun, it's all been done before. Where exactly? I have really no idea. There is one other thing also. See, the G variant does not come with a bed liner. Only the Conquest and the higher models do. Ooh, that's nice. Come with bed liners. Now, it's not a deal breaker, but it may be a deciding factor when considering to get the G variant. AutoDeal.com.ph can connect you to get the best quote from multiple dealerships near you. You can request and compare quotes from any dealership in the Philippines. Get the best deal with AutoDeal. The rear seats of the G variant, really not much to talk about. There aren't any toys back there, just bottle holders on either door and at most parcel hooks found behind these front seats. The legroom is so-so, nothing spectacular, but at the very least the cloth, which is found up front and in the back, is actually very nice. Then you get to the front and it's a little bit, well, plain. Again, this is the more affordable Hilux, so it's meant to be more durable and more rugged. You still get the high dashboard, same as the previous generation, but a leg up on the prior gen is that you now get a 6.75-inch touchscreen infotainment system with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard. And that's a world of difference compared to before. And as a bonus, it outputs the same 6-speaker audio system as found in the Conquest. Unfortunately, there is no push start in here, which means, unfortunately, you'd have to get the key out of your pocket, press the button to unlock the car, make the key come out, insert into the ignition, wait a little bit, then start the engine, question your life choices, think about if you left the children at home, if the pot is on or not, are the lights running, the refrigerator is definitely running, then you have to sit back, think about it, turn the aircon on, put your seatbelt in if you can, but it's stuck, and then question everything that you've done in your life and say, oh, that's so tiring. The radio's on! We can't afford music! Now, in the Conquest, cloth interior can also be found in here, which is a bit of a downer really, even though there is a center armrest with a cup holder in the back. The truth is, for the price that you're paying, you expected a little bit more, to be honest with you. You expected maybe air vents in the back and at least a charging point. But there is one thing though, there is an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. The look overall is quite standard, and by standard, again like I said in the G variant, not much has changed from the last iteration of the Hilux. You get hard plastics all around, though for the center console I can forgive it because I'd rather much see something durable rather than the glossy black plastic trim that can scratch it up if you breathe on it. Though there is still some found on the shifter. A couple of textures are found up on top to add a little bit more variety. The G variant of the Hilux gets driver, front passenger, and driver knee airbags, while the Conquest gets side and curtain airbags extra. Now, both models come with ABS and EBD and brake assist. Also standard are vehicle stability control, hill start assist control, but only the Conquest gets downhill assist control. Also coming with all models are emergency brake signals and an engine immobilizer, as well as ISOFIX tethers. Just because the fenders look like a floppy disk doesn't mean that they have a hard drive, or is a hard drive for that matter. Like seriously, Jack, do the B-roll. Anyway, in terms of ride, it's really not all that bad. Gotta be honest, the Hilux has this reputation of not being the smoothest ride on the planet. It's a pickup after all, what did you expect? But I guess I understand some people saying that it could be a bit smoother. Here's one thing though, the Conquest is actually smoother than the G, probably because it weighs a heck of a lot more. Now, even for a pickup truck, the Hilux actually does a very good job at keeping unwanted noise outside of the cabin, be it those motorcycles that just passed us by, the engine or the wind, or even the road noise from the tires. Does a pretty good job. It's characteristic of a modern Toyota to have good NVH isolation, and the Hilux is no exception, even on the entry level and especially on the top of the line. However, we will knock off points for comfort because it's a bumpy ride. However, again, these are pickup trucks. They're made for traversing enemy territory or unfamiliar terrain, on kicking ass, taking names, you know, just pickup stuff, redneck stuff. Yeah!
It's a Japanese car.
Oh yeah, it's a Japanese car. Oh, Japanese stuff.
Oh god.
Having 500 Nm of torque means that you do get off the line quickly. It's not a sporty transmission, but you do get up to speed pretty fast actually, not a problem whatsoever. At lower speeds, as I'm slowing down now, the steering wheel is definitely much more weighted. It's not a workout by any means, no, not at all. It just means that it gives you much better feedback, and in a car like this, you definitely need that when you go off-road. Oh, and speaking of off-road, the Hilux is very confidence-inspiring, especially off the beaten path. 279mm of ground clearance, 4-wheel drive system. Yeah, this thing will literally take anything that you throw at it. Toyotas, well, the Hilux most especially, are famously durable. So if your daily commute involves a ride like this, man, you know this car's got you covered. You okay, Jack? The biggest differences between the two is what actually can't be seen. It's engine and drive. In the G, you have a 2.4-liter 4-cylinder turbo diesel that produces 148 horses and 400 Nm of torque, mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission that is limited to a 2-wheel drive. In the Conquest, you get a 2.8-liter 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission that produces 201 horses and a whopping 500 Nm of torque, and it's got 4-wheel drive. The Hilux is definitely one tough truck. To be quite frank with you, it wouldn't have this reputation or be this famous if it didn't have the track record to back it up. I mean, if you didn't get the joke earlier, these guys are taken into war zones. Clarkson himself decided to crash one of these things, throw it off a building, drown it, make it go through Satan's bunghole, and it still came around with just some hand tools. My point is, you don't get a Hilux because of its plushness. You get it because it's legendary, man. But that legendary status does come at a price. The more affordable G comes in at 1,295,000 Philippine pesos, while the Conquest comes in at 1,850,000 Philippine pesos for this emotional red. Now, it's steep, yes, I do understand. However, a few years down the line, you will be glad that you made that choice with either of them.